Hey everybody, Chad Himes here, and welcome back to the Achieve Your Apex podcast. Now, we covered in Chapter 5, Think, Then Act, where we talked about the importance of stopping, taking a moment, and then making smart choices. We heard some great interviews in the last few episodes, and I've got some more fantastic interviews coming your way. By the way, if you know someone that should be a guest on the Achieve Your Apex podcast because they have that one thing to share with everybody, let me know. Shoot me a message. You can connect with me through my website, chadhimes.com, or achieveyourapex.com, or you can find me social media platforms, Chad Himes. Now, the next chapter we move into is cooperation and competition. And I want to talk to you about these two really powerful words that sound like they go nowhere near each other, yet they absolutely work together. Competition. Well, we all have natural levels of competition within us. Some of us are a little more competitive than others. Some of you out there are happy to let others fight it out. Okay, in today's day and age, you can get away with that in certain situations. If you go back to caveman times, no, I wasn't there. I'm not that old, everybody. Right? Yet if you go back to caveman times, you couldn't make that choice. You would starve or die. Now, the opposite of what people think of when they hear competition is cooperation, because one is me competing to be the best. One is me working with other people. And here's the thing. They actually go hand in hand. I want you to think about, I just mentioned caveman days. If we could go all the way back and just observe, it probably started, there was a lot of competition that happened. Competition for food, competition for shelter, competition for mates, whatever that was in their life. Yet at some point, when the big dinosaurs showed up, they needed cooperation, didn't they? They had to start hunting in packs. They had to start working together to make that happen. They had to defend themselves, start living together, and cooperation formed right out of competition. Without competition, we don't have growth. Wait a minute. I meant without cooperation, we don't have growth. Wait a minute. I meant both. Because if we don't compete to push, growth will never occur. And if we don't work with others, we're going to find ourselves missing valuable pieces that we need to push growth. Think about capitalism. Capitalism. Yeah, I don't know what country you might be in listening to this podcast on, yet most people understand the concept of capitalism. Capitalism grew through competition. Capitalism sees competition every single day. Just drive down the street and notice the gas station on the left and the gas station on the right are charging different prices. Capitalism. It's competition right there. Yet there's also cooperation, because sometimes we need to rely on others. Our fast food restaurants don't get what they need, even though they might compete with each other, without cooperation with other organizations who bring them their ingredients. Think about how that works in the sports world. Everybody wants to be the star of the team. Now, there are some on the team that are happier to take a support role, whatever team you're thinking about. Yet you can be sure those people competed their whole lives to earn the opportunity to play in the professional leagues. Now they might have realized, okay, I'm really good, yet I'm not as good as that guy. So I'm not going to necessarily have to compete with him. I'm going to cooperate with him so our team can compete with the other team. You see, for so long in your life, you have looked at cooperation and competition as separate things. You have said to people, stop being so competitive. We need to cooperate and work together on this. And what you're missing is that their competition attitude, their competitive nature is going to be the thing that's going to help your cooperation go farther, faster. Look, I'm sitting here and I'm wearing my Spartan shirt. That's right, because it's 90% of my wardrobe. Yet I'm wearing a Spartan shirt. There's no better example of competition and cooperation happening every single day. Because if you go to a Spartan race, you can be sure there are people competing on that course. They are competing to be the best they could possibly be. They want to win the race. Maybe they just want to beat themselves in a past race and they're competing with themselves. Yet at the same time, there is cooperation happening. If you ever watch on those races, someone at the top of the wall hoisting people over, pushing people up, helping people become better than they were, because we know that cooperation can help us to grow. So stop holding back your competitive nature because someone tells you need to be more cooperative. And stop limiting those other people because they want to compete. Allow their competitiveness to pull your team forward as you cooperate within that. Now, I'm going to dive deeper into cooperation. I'm going to dive deeper into competition in our upcoming episodes. Don't miss those. And until then, keep climbing.